Hey friends, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Thank you so much for joining me for day 20 in my 2022 holiday card series. I apologize that you don't get to see my beautiful face today, but I've been kind of taking it easy the last few days. We are about to get a cold front, and if you're anybody like me, my body rebels. Not only my sinuses, but the rest of my body too. So I've just kind of allowed myself to have a lazy, laid back kind of weekend, and that meant no filming and no makeup. So in today's video, we are mass producing once again, and we are going to be using some of the journaling cards from Planner Kate. If you missed it, I posted an Amazon haul before I started this holiday card series back in September, and I had picked up a ton of, like 6, I want to say, packages of Miss Cake. So, gosh, I've been watching planner videos. Anywho, and so some of these were the papers that I cut crooked. So yeah, so for the ones that are 4x4, I brought in a little bit of a smaller square, and I'm going to be cutting out all of them with the square. And then for the bigger ones, we're going to be cutting those out with a stitch rectangle. So a stitch square and a stitch rectangle. And when I'm mass producing, I've mentioned this before, I do all of my steps at one time. Each step all at once. So I'm doing all my die cutting. And then the next step is going to be picking the paper and cutting that. And then the next step is getting the card bases ready and then adhering, etc. So when you're mass producing, especially if you're mass producing, like when I did the 50 a couple of weeks ago, it's imperative that you do all of those steps at the exact same time. That way you don't forget any, or, you get yourself all messed up. Trust me. Ask me how I know. So I picked up a ton of paper from the Recollections brand at Michael's this year. And I am pulling from a couple of these, but I'm also going to bring in some paper from Echo Park. Last year, they had the Salutations paper pad, and I actually think they have a second one for this year. I'm not picking it up because I haven't even used the other one. And then I have a couple of other paper pads that I'm bringing in from Echo Park because I wanted to keep with the red, black, green, white color story. And I pulled into a couple of other paper pads because I have some poinsettias, or at least one poinsettia, and then one that has like pine cones and holly. And I know that I have those paper prints. And those aren't ones that get used very often because you guys know I don't normally make poinsettias. Although if you come back tomorrow, hint, hint. Hint, hint. If you come back tomorrow, I have a special video for you guys at 8 a.m. It's a bonus video. It's a little tiny bit of announcement, and we're going to be making a poinsettia card. So there, spoiler alert, be sure to come back tomorrow. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I am uploading a holiday card every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Central. Sometimes we have some bonus videos. I've shared a couple of videos of some boxes from Stamp Anything. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you the Grinch box, the Holidayville box, which is still in stock, I believe. I don't think there's very many left though, so if you want it, you better grab it. So I'm going to be sharing with you some cards using that, and yeah, and I am going to be sharing some planner spreads. I know I've said that, but I just haven't enjoyed what I've created so far. Like, I've been really rusty, and then on top of that, I haven't been able to decide on a layout. So we'll get there in a little bit. We'll get there at some point. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cut down all of this paper to 4x5 1/4, and I'm cutting down all of the red cardstock to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And that's because I wanted just a little hint of red, and I'm going to be using the white card bases that I picked up in the Amazon haul, and they measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So they're A2 size cards. So I cut this paper wrong, but as you can see on the right, there is these strips of they're just strips, and I decided to go ahead and use those rather than trying to bring in ribbon or to use more cardstock. I thought these would be really fun. So these are really, really simple, really quick to make, something that you can easily mass produce. But if you don't want to do it yourself, these will be available in my Etsy shop probably on Wednesday. So keep an eye out on that. You can find that link in the description box down below. I have added some new cards to it, so if you're interested, be sure to check those out. So right now, again, I'm just like deciding which paper is gonna go where. Trying to make sure that like I don't have white against white, etc. And just making sure that they kind of coordinate but don't get lost, so to speak. So once I've done that, I'm going to get all of those adhered just using some tape runner. So I'm going to do the pattern paper to the red and then the little pieces of pattern paper on top. And once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some of this Scotch adhesive because I want to pop up all of the images. So this is another step that I'm going to do all in a row. And once I've done this step, then I'm going to bring in my card bases and go ahead and fold them on the score line. And then after that, we're going to do some adhering, and that's it. These cards were really, really quick and simple to make. The hardest part for me was probably choosing the paper, which is probably always the hardest part for me because I love pattern paper just so very much. There's actually 13 cards here. I haven't decided if I'm going to do, because I have so many more. I mean, you guys saw the bucket at the beginning of the video. I have so many more that I need to use up. So I don't know if I'll be doing another go around of these and then maybe put them as sets like that. I'm not sure yet. But again, I will keep you guys updated and posted and informed and all of the things. So once I've done that, that's it. That's it for these cards. So much fun, kind of outside of what I normally do because this isn't like, these aren't like, I'm not a rustic kind of person, but I really do like how it turned out. So anywho, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure you're following me over on Facebook and Instagram. All of the information is listed in the description box down below. I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. Don't forget to come join me tomorrow at 8 a.m. for another video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.